by Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. In obituary news on this Monday morning, Lisa Lowry died at St. Vincent's Hospital in Birmingham on Sunday. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Mr. Gene Sims died in Georgia on Wednesday. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, announcing arrangements. Danielle Morgan died on Saturday. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Ronald Stiles died on Friday. Curtis and Son Funeral Home announcing. Mr. Larry Howell passed away on Friday as well. Curtis and Son Funeral Home announcing the arrangements. Mr. Jimmy Owens died on Saturday. Curtis and Son Funeral Home announcing. And graveside service for Mr. Virgil Hurd Jr. will be this morning at 11 a.m. from Green Hill Cemetery in Childersburg. I'll be officiating that service. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel, in charge of the arrangements. And funeral service for Cindy Robinson Moore, Stuttsville, age 71. That service will be Tuesday at 11 o'clock in Curtis and Son North, with visitation from 10 until 11. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Mrs. Joy Hammock, age 85, died at her residence in Alpine on Sunday. Radley Smith Funeral Home, Sylacauga, in charge of the arrangements. Funeral service for William Austin is today at 1 o'clock from Community Funeral Home Chapel in Sylacauga, with burial in the Corinth Baptist Church Cemetery. Online condolences at communityfuneralhome.org. Community Funeral Home in Sylacauga, directing. James Allen Burnett, age 35, died in Maryville, Tennessee. A memorial service for friends and family will be held January the 5th at 6 p.m. at Oak Grove Primitive Baptist Church, with Daniel Dean officiating. Funeral service for Candace Riley Lytle, age 5 months, is today at noon from Radley Smith Funeral Home Chapel in Sylacauga. Master Lytle died December 19th at Coosa Valley Medical Center. Visitation is today 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. at Radley Smith Funeral Home. Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga, in charge of the arrangements. This obituary report this morning, courtesy Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremations since 1975. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, 256-245-4361, Highway 21 in Sylacauga and Highway 280 in Childersburg, 256-245-4361 for pre-need to at-need funeral services, funerals, burials, or cremations since 1975. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.